Hi folks, welcome back to the Carver's Woodshop. This is another video about bottle stoppers, and you know, they're very hard to display unless you have some kind of way of drilling a hole and putting this into something. And I came up with an idea yesterday. I want to share it with you, and it's very simple to do. If you want to display the carving piece, if you have this type of bottle stopper, it should unscrew here, see, just like so. And this is what I'm going to do with these shorty Santas. When I put these together, I'll be able to display them because I think they're nice enough to display other than just on a bottle for the most part. So what you can do is unscrew it, and when you unscrew it, there's a part that still sits in, that's permanent, up into the carving itself. And what you can do is this. The honey bear that I had those boxes, okay, like this here, alright, that we put the pieces in and stuff. But the nice thing about this fits, this piece, the second piece, fits very nicely in here with no problem with the lid on. And what I did was I put a little hole at the top, and I actually carved the hole in there just to make it a nice perfect fit. And I just screw this back on. Now you can do it where you make it a little bit larger, that it will just sit in there on its own. But this way you can display it and have a nice little carving to display, and to know where the bottom part is when you need to use it for a bottle. And that's how I'll do these at the same time. So when we unscrew this, or you make it a little bit bigger where it will just go in and out on its own, might be easier for some people. You know, you'll have this little shorty Santa on a base, and that way you'll always know where the second piece is. So a little tip for the day, something I came up with yesterday. Or if you want, you can take a block of wood and just put it on a block of wood, but then you'll have to set this somewhere if you don't want something this large as a base. So that's what I'll be doing with all my bottle stoppers. That way folks can take it home, give it as a gift. And you know, the boxes cost $1. They're not handmade. You can make your own. Some of you folks enjoy doing that. That's totally up to you. For $1, I couldn't beat just doing it. And then stain it. I use an acrylic stain, and that's it. I stain the inside, the bottom of the cap, all the way around. And I think it's a pretty neat way of holding on to a carving, because a lot of times these will sit oddly. If you have this sitting around, let me take this back off. It'd be easier if it's just a little bit wider, but it's nice and tight there, and then it doesn't move at all. When you have this together, real quick here, and you can just screw this back together and use it as a bottle stopper. Then the other nice thing about it is these are hard to sign unless they're large enough. So what you can do is sign right underneath here, okay, like I did. And so you can put your signature on it and people can see it. You can also sign the bottom of the box as well underneath if you like. But I thought this was neat. But the only problem with these, when you have them together and you don't take them apart, they just sit there. Unless you have some way of standing them up. And some people drill a hole in a piece of wood and all that and have this, and it still wobbles a little bit. I thought this was a neat little way of doing it. And then you have a little pedestal for your carving. At the same time you have a little base. That's my carving tip for the day. And when I start to carve one of these this will be my next project, to show you how to do these shorty Santas. They're roughly the same, but they're a little bit different with the hat and all. Then we'll teach you how to put it all together. It's not all that difficult. Once you drill a hole in the bottom and put the first half of your bottle stopper in, up until this is actually a little bit smaller than what goes into the carving itself. So it's pretty easy to take care of. The hard part is making sure that it's perfectly straight, because you don't want it tilting when you go to screw it in. You don't want it tilting one way or the other. But we'll show you that when we actually put one of these together, or something similar to our shorty Santas. Alright, that's it folks. Take care, and we'll be with another project very soon.